My name is Hugh Herr. I'm a professor at MIT. We develop robots that attach to the body that help people move again.
Here in his playground at MIT's famous Media Lab, Hugh Herr designs advanced prosthetic limbs with amazing capabilities. In rehab medicine, no one has done more to bring the future to the here and now. Back when he was a kid, all he wanted to do was climb mountains.
By the age of 12, 13, I was considered a child prodigy in climbing. I was climbing walls that had never been climbed before.
But then, at age 17,
I was mountain climbing, and we got struck by a tremendous blizzard. And what we intended to be a single-day outing turned into a 4-day mountaineering epic. I suffered severe frostbite to my lower legs, and after months of effort, my medical team gave up the fight to save my biological limbs.
So it's obviously a deeply personal quest for you as well.
Yeah, it's funny because I was a terrible high school student. At best, I got C's, I often got F's. And then my accident happened when I was 17, and it just inspired me to begin developing prosthetic limbs for myself and for other people.
losing both legs. It's a lot for anyone to overcome. But with Hugh, it lit a fire.
Arriving at APL this past summer to participate in an on-site field study with the Modular Prosthetic Limb, MPL, Les Baugh and his girlfriend were excited about the possibilities. Accompanying them is Dr. Albert Chi, who, as part of the interdisciplinary team from the Johns Hopkins Hospital, performed the targeted reinnervation surgery necessary for today's visit.
I went into the surgery knowing that he was going to move nerves in my chest. I remember when I first came out from under it, the pain I'd never had. I don't even remember the original being that much excruciating pain, but I imagine part of that my mind blocked out anyway.
Les had lost both limbs in a freak electrical accident over 40 years ago and is excited to become the first shoulder-level amputee to have the MPL fully and wirelessly integrated into his body.
Get started with really intensive training with our pattern recognition system. And what the pattern recognition system is a advanced algorithm that really looks at high-density electrode arrays on the chest muscles, which we've reinnervated, that looks at the almost signature symphony of muscle activity information, and we take that information and translate that to actual movements within a prosthetic.
Let's go ahead and see what we have.
So, John, we just spoke with the sort of 3D printing fireside chat, and just during the break we were talking, so you sort of mentioned how this was the perfect marriage between technology and development. I just sort of want to hear more about that.
Right. I like to say we're in a cosmic sweet spot right now. We have really cool emerging technology, which motivates and excites the geeks. But we're using it to make children smile and parents weep. So it's hugely rewarding work, even for the geeks and the nerds who, didn't start out that way. They find that the experience of creating, with their own little 3D printer, some kind of a mechanical device that will really transform a child from the kid who sort of keeps his hand behind his back and is sort of embarrassed and is known as the odd kid in the class into a superhero who is approached by other kids, and they say, "What's going on?" And it says, "This is my Iron Man hand, right? This is my superhero hand, or my robot hand. It was made by a volunteer with a 3D printer, and when I bend my wrist, I can make a fist." And the other kid says, "You are so lucky."
This week we're celebrating Engineers Week, and the Collective Project has joined us trying to raise awareness for kids without limbs.
Today is kind of the culmination of Collective Project here at UCF this week. So right now we're in the design-a-thon phase where teams from engineering and the art colleges and other colleges around UCF are now working together to design new arms.
It's just about submitting your design and getting it printed. We have already printed a few arms.
This is a raptor hand by Enable. Volunteers that were directed in conjunction with our partnership with Microsoft and OneNote. We've all collaborated to come into the TI Innovation Lab here at UCF. We built 6
You know, I like to say that there are 3 essential ingredients here. One is 3D printing right now. The other is internet technology. The other is goodwill. You put those 3 together and you've really got a very powerful solution. Pretty good.
I hop in the blocks, you know, and I set my blocks up, I smack my legs 1 or 2 times. You know, I start looking past the finish line. I look past the 100 meters. I'm running a 100-meter race. I look at the end, like I'm running off a cliff, at the end of the cliff and just running off. Crowd can go from craziness, insane, to complete silence. It goes shh. That's when my mind gets right. That's when the gun really goes off for me. And right before you hear, on your mark, get set, the gun goes off. It's like a dream. It's like I'm floating. I just think first 3 steps with my arms, 1, 2, 3, pump, in the right positioning. The beginning, the middle, the end, the beginning, the middle, the end, over and over again, going through my progressions, make sure I'm in the right position. If I can visualize it mentally, then I can see myself doing it. You know, I'm not even looking to the guy to my left, I'm not looking to the guy to my right, I'm looking in my lane and my lane only. I want to make sure my head's in the right position. I want to make sure my hands are in the right position. I want to make sure my knees are in the right position. I want to make sure my torso is in the right position. So I bring my head up, I start driving a little bit more. I start digging deep. You know, I'm not even looking at right in front of me. That's when I start looking way past the 100 meter, way past the finish mark. That's what I live for. That's what you work for. That's what you strive for. You know, that last 30 meters where you burst past everybody else and you cross that finish line and there's nobody standing but yourself. And that's when I cross the line and I look to my left, I look to my right, nobody is there. And, you know, growing up as a kid, you know, I felt like I was always alone. And now as an adult, my sole goal in life is to be alone when I cross that line.
Meeting Blake for the first time it's kind of crazy. Like, sometimes you meet people and you feel like you already know them. He has that energy, that positive energy.
When you meet him, you think you've known him for a long time. So he's very welcoming. He's extremely grateful.
I can't say enough about Blake. And he has a big heart, because he's not just looking to improve his own performance, but he's also looking to improve those around him.
I tell people all the time that my legs when I was born were my chains. And so when they cut my legs off, they cut my chains off, and that's when I was able to really live my life.